Okay, so I made this dough y'all saw yesterday at 8:45. Well, it's 8:15, so this has actually been sitting for 24 hours, okay? So this is what the dough will look like after it's set for 18 to 24 hours. See, it's like this jiggly, wet. You'd think that this is not right, but this is actually 100% correct, okay? That's what it should look like. So you're just gonna flour your board. And then scrape all this out. Of course, I missed flour, but I'm gonna need some flour on the top. And then you're just gonna shape it and roll it a few times just to make it into like what a dough usually. I'm talking about like fold it over like 10 times max. Okay. And see, all of a sudden it just starts coming into what you think of as bread dough. Super soft because the gluten that builds up during the no-knead time. So here's what I do. Here's how big my bread pan is. That's how big I want my loaf to be. Okay. So I put parchment paper inside my pan. Now, when your pan that you decide to do this in has to have a lid that goes on top of it so that it traps the steam, and the steam is what makes that crusty, really thick, crusty crust on the bread. So important to have a lid. So you just make your loaf like the same size as your pan here. Plop it in there. Then take your melted butter and you're gonna put it all over the top. About a tablespoon of butter or so. This just makes it taste good, and it makes the salt stick to the top of it. That's what we're trying to, oh, also it keeps the dough from drying out during the next 30-minute rise, okay? So put your butter all over the top, and then sprinkle your sea salt on top of it. Now, half of this is going to fall off. So this may look like a lot, but by the time you're done handling it and cutting it and toasting it or whatever you're going to do, okay, half of that's going to fall off. So you want to put a good amount on there. Then it has to rise for 30 more minutes. So preheat your oven to 450 degrees while you're waiting for this to rise. So just push your parchment paper down in there and then put your lid on like that. And then put this on top of the oven for 30 minutes and let it rise, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, after 30 minutes, your bread should have risen, okay? And this is how much it will have risen. So now what you're gonna do, I'm gonna fold this back a little bit. Put your lid back on. Put this in a 450-degree oven for 30 minutes. The lid has to be on, okay? Okay, so this bread has been baking for 30 minutes inside of the closed container, okay? So now we are going to take off the lid, and we essentially are going to brown up and crust up the bread now at this point. So I'm going to put this back in the 450-degree oven for 15 minutes. Okay, it's been 15 minutes. And here it is. So we're going to take it out. Carefully. Carefully. Hot. It's very hot. And there it is. You're just going to let that cool, and your bread is ready.